Manchester United centre-back situation, is it a dilemma? Are we lining up the right centre-back targets? Well, we are here with some little bit of exclusive reports on MUFC Realist TV Saturday edition. How are you all doing this afternoon, which is 15 minutes past 12 UK time, or 18 minutes, as you can see here, PM Central European time. What we're going to discuss about here is obviously the Branthwaite situation. The deal seems to be off, but who is the alternative? We have some scoop to share with you and the community, Manchester United fans all around the world. But also we're going to talk about the Rafael Varane ultimate replacement as we are diving into Barcelona's squad as well, with Ronald ARAUJO being intensified chased by Manchester United, and plus many more. But you know what to do. This is the Saturday edition, which we're going to engage. I want to hear from you as well. If you're watching this in retrospective, leave your comments after the show in the comment section, because I love to read what you have to say. I try to reply as much as I can, but sometimes where it's too many comments, I put a love heart. But let's continue the story. You know what to do. Let's go right into it. Like and subscribe, because here we bid, apparently. Shout everyone out on this Saturday. How are you all doing? Dark Crow is in the house. Big up to you, Dark Crow. Big up, Legend Mick. I hope you can hear me fine and dandy. Stephanie Griffith, one of our loyal moderators. How are you doing, Stephanie? Big up to you, Stephanie, as well. And Gavin Underwood is here as well with us today, saying, I ditto. Both Dark Crow and Stephanie Griffith. Big up to all of you. Yes, big up to all of you. Guys, Melis Kask, what you saying here? Erik ten Hag, the fighter, will get de Ligt before the best defenders again. Well, we will see about that. We're going to talk about de Ligt as well. We need leaders and captains, and this is what is this whole show is all about, regarding leaders in the back. Roy Keane did it. Lawrence said, let's get the right mentality and trust the manager. 100%, I agree. Let's continue and dive right into the story, obviously, guys, because we've been chasing Branthwaite for quite a while. We got ecstatic to understand that he agreed personal terms, and that should send a little bit of shockwaves in terms of copium euphoria within the fan base, saying that we are doing the right thing. But then we learned that he wanted to have a personal terms of a salary around 140k a week, which didn't really sit well with the fan base, or not me personally either, because currently he's on 30k per week at Everton. Now, the whole debacle is that Manchester United apparently have put in a final and last bid on 45 million plus 5 add-ons, which Everton is adamant that they won't budge. Tomorrow is Sunday, which is the 30th. That means this probably going to be the last day before the 1st of July that Everton needs to register. Everton needs to raise 50 million in order to breach the FFP PSR rules to get points deduction, and they've been adamant to say, we're not going to cave. We want 75 million for him, take it or leave it. And Manchester United apparently seems to walking away. Now, for me personally, I feel that this is not the right deal for Manchester United. Branthwaite, in all glory, potentially might be the next up-and-coming centre-back in the Premier League, but with one season on loan on PSV and one good season at Everton doesn't make you worth 145k a week plus 75k. Now, Manchester United will look at more similar sort of a rotational play on the left side, because Branthwaite was supposed to be recruited to play rotational left-sided centre-back for Licha. But we know we're also looking for a left back. So who is that be? Who is that going to be if we're walking away? So the thing is, I think that United are doing the right thing. I don't think that this deal will happen. And hence we did the Hot Meter show yesterday. If you didn't watch it, go and watch it, where Branthwaite actually went from 80% to be a done deal to 30%. It's lukewarm, it's fizzing out, and it's going all the way to the South Gate or South Pole or North Pole, according to my opinion. From a personal perspective, from a fan, I think that United are doing the right thing, walking away, because we are turning the page as a new establishment is coming in, the new backbone, and say we're not going to overpay for certain players, we're not going to be held for ransom, like what we did against Harry Maguire and many, many more. So Everton is sort of stuck in the past, believing that we will cave in, because they said, clearly it's out there, open, documented. They say, well, we know you paid 75 million for Harry Maguire, but that was in the past when it was Ed Woodward and Matt Judge, and they couldn't even negotiate for a packet of crisps, including John Murta itself. So for me, that is a story that I will definitely walk away. Good morning to you as well, C3PO as well. Good morning, afternoon, everyone. John Edmund is in the house. Afternoon, everyone as well. Let me know your comment section here in the live, in the VR room. What do you think about Branthwaite? Do you think that Manchester United are doing the right thing to walk away? We will not overpay more than 50. I mean, I know we have about 50, 60 million to spend on a left back. I mean, on the left side, a centre back. That brings me to the next story, because I've been speaking to the market. I've been speaking to some colleagues of mine in the industry, tier one journalists and agents, and it looks like this deal is dead. Unless Everton comes back from the dead, crawling back to the cross, and say we will accept the deal, then the deal will be on. But currently, United are turning away from another target, which is Goncalo Inacio. I keep saying Goncalo, but it's actually Gonzalo Inacio. Is a left-footed centre-back from Sporting Lisbon. He's got a release clause about 45 million. This is a deal that can be made, and this is a deal that Manchester United have been talking to just as an alternative. And why I think that Goncalo Inacio on the age profile of 22 is a better alternative, because he is a very diverse player. He's currently with the Portugal squad, but he can play left back and he can play left-sided centre back. His main position is left-sided centre back, and for a price of 45 million, and potentially get him on a wage on 100k a week. This is what Manchester United are moving away from. There is some credible sources that I've been speaking to, hence I'm sharing with you. This will be most likely the target that United will turn if the Branthwaite deal falls through. So I've been also told that United are looking to bring in two centre-backs, Rafael Varane department and Victor Lindelof is going to depart. So we are looking for left-footed centre-back and a right-footed. So Goncalo Inacio fits the bill of the profile, as Manchester United have been lining up lots of potential lists on that shortlist. But number one was definitely acquired by Branthwaite. But we discovered that this deal is very hard to do, so we're going to walk away. Regarding Inacio, this is a release clause that could be easily done and personal terms can be agreed. The only stumbling block is that he's still in the Euros. Portugal is still there. There are some agent talks, there are some negotiations, and not really negotiations, but there are some willingness to understand if the player are willing to join Manchester United. Apparently there is, but the stumbling block is of course the player's focus is on the Euros. So keep your eyes on that price, to be honest. Gavin Underwood, you saying to walk away from Branthwaite. It's like that song, I'm walking away from troubles in my mind. I hear you. Origami Afternoon Mick, Ruby and VR, if Everton won 50 million, the centre-back market is vast and we can still get quality. And this exactly, Origami, what I echo what you're saying here. It's not that we are echo chamber, but we are a community that understand prices and football. And for 50 million, less than 50 million, you get a Goncalo Inacio, which is far more experienced and Portuguese international as well. So I think that we should definitely focus on that one instead. It's easy to sit here as a consumer of the game, because at the end of the day, we are not the sporting directors. We are not the profit and loss holders of Manchester United. We're just fans, but at the end of the day, we know what's best there on the market, what will suit us at the end of the day. What I'm sort of keen on Portuguese players in Sporting Lisbon is that majority of the Portuguese player that make it over the Premier League has a high successful rate in make it a Prem. They have a very adaptability threshold, and plus they are very technical and good on the ball. I have not seen many Portuguese players that came over to league that flopped. And if you just look at Bruno Fernandes, Silva, you name it, they sort of solidified names in the Premier League. So this is very, very interesting to me and lies deep in my heart. Portuguese club asked for too much money for every player. Depends on, Melis, what you are asking for. We know that Benfica definitely are a selling club. They are a feeder club. Like, they buy players on cheap and sell them on a release clause, put a ridiculous release clause. But here in this case, we're talking about Goncalo. Why am I keep saying Goncalo? Gonzalo, sorry. Inacio, there is a release clause on £45 million, to be honest. And United are going smart. They're going on release clauses, which is easy to do. All you have to do is make sure that the player's interest and the wages fits the requirement. Once that is done, you just go and pay the release clause to the club or negotiate the installment fees or the amortization fees. So, and hence I'm saying, watch out after the Euros, because I think that this will have movements. Ivor Lee says, Brentford needs to force a move. Otherwise, Everton will not budge 70 million. Well, good that you mentioned that, Ivor, because Brentford is apparently forced to move to say he wants to go. But the power doesn't lie with him. The player can force a move, but who is the owner of the contract is actually Everton, and they refuse to budge. Here's the thing, which I don't understand. This is pure stupidity from Everton, meaning that they need to sort of raise the 50 million before the 1st of July, otherwise face points deduction. But are they so stupid that they don't really want to sell a player to a competitor? We're not really a competitor. Look where Manchester United are. Look what Everton are, hovering on the relegation. They need the money. It would be a miracle, but stranger things have happened before. Like, we might hear tomorrow, here we go. Everton has agreed. Everton has come to the cross and come to the senses. So I kind of agree what you say, Ivor. Melis, what you are saying, we have Kambala too. Exactly, and which is something that which is the main story of today. We're going to talk about Ronald ARAUJO as well, which is the main focus point of the exclusive news, as I tweeted before. I'm going to share that because I've been speaking to some people, some agents, some Spanish tier 1 journalists, and also network colleagues of mine. So this stems back all the way from March, if we're going to talk about ARAUJO as well. But keep your eyes on that one, because that is at the last of the show. Smash the like button, please. Please, if we can get up to 100 likes on this day of recording, that'd be fantastic. That'd be great, because Euros is on, rounds of 16. I'm looking forward to go down to the pub with my mate that's here on a visit, and we're going to watch some footy. Yay! Ivo Lee, what you're saying here again? We have other options to move for more better value. But g'day, Gaming Sims, I agree. Howdy, Gaming Sims, how you doing? Deco Wilson's from Texas, big up to you. We have audience all the way from Texas. Are you from Austin, Texas, or whereabouts in Texas are you from, DK Williams? Good morning to you, and hope you had a fantastic morning brew of coffee. Let me share what I'm drinking, a double shot of espresso. Mick Brew, Ruby Brew Special. I think I have about 15 of them per day. But I've done some medical checks and my blood pressure is absolutely normal. Anyway, this is my poison. So big up to you, whatever you're drinking. Cheers, pin back your ears, and let's continue with the stories as well. In the meantime, people, if you are interested, go check out the MUFC Realist website and check out the updated transfer ratings. It is definitely based on the reports and your voting as well in the Hardometer. Like, what do you think that Inacio will be? Currently, he's sitting on, I think he's on 40%, but I think that value might go up within a week or two. So go into mufcrealisttv, go to the transfer rating, MUFC transfer rating, and put your vote in what you think as well. Ivo Lee thinks that selling Rashford get Nico Williams. Well, we're not going to talk about that one. That is for another show. We're talking about the centre backs, because I believe that the centre back is the backbone that needs to be solved first, and then you move on to the midfield. So centre back is the priority for me, according to Manchester United and according to the club sources that I've been speaking to as well. Austin, Texas, that is beautiful. I've been to Austin, Texas. I love that place. Amazing. Very hot, very dry humidity. Not so much humidity, but Austin is amazing. Neil Driscoll, long time no see, amigo. How you doing? Not happy with Ineos. Why treating women's team 4 players from leaving for free? That's not after we are United and women's teams. I hear what you're saying, Neil, and I think that the women's team will come after they sort out everything, the backbone and the men's team, because women's team needs also prioritizing. Big up to you, and thank you for your comment as well. So let me know in the comment section what you think about Goncalo Inacio. I keep saying Goncalo, it's Gonzalo Inacio. You know, whenever I see a C, I pronounce it like Carlo, like, you know, Gonzalo Inacio. Left-footed, can play left back as well. He's done it numerous times. We know that Manchester United are also looking for left back. We know that Luke Shaw can play left-sided centre back as well, and kind of being the hybrid, being also like, you know, a left back as well. So for me, that makes sense. And for the price, and for the age, and for the salary that he might get, like, you know, he might get 120k per week, which is equally to Leach's salary, you know. So it didn't really make sense to pay a 21-year-old Branthwaite who has zero experience, almost 2 years, 145k, go for 30k. So that deal for me is off. 100% what you are saying, guys. And regarding Lenny Longlegs and Todibo, I keep giving the nicknames. I call Lenny Euro, Lenny Longlegs. I thought it's funny. But Todibo is a story that we broke on this channel, and what majority of media is now reporting on about the loophole. It was clearly reported that UEFA has blocked the transfer between Manchester United and Ineos, like, you know, by itself, like Jesus, is it Nice? Yes, sorry, brain fart here. They blocked the transfer between Manchester United and Nice because of the same ownership kind of thing. However, as discovered, this is only for UEFA club competitions. That means that Todibo can be signed by United, but he cannot participate where there's two same kind of similar owners or conflict of interest to participate in the same club competition. In this case, is Europa League. So that means that they are now seeking guidance in terms of the sports arbitration sports of court in Switzerland, in Lausanne, and that is set to be going to be resolved. They want to have fully availability for Todibo. He is one of the main targets. Todibo is 24 years of age, and this is what I'm going to come down to, because Manchester United are looking for a Rafael Varane placement for the age bracket of 25 years below, but somebody that could sort of be the captain, be the leader, you know, because we cannot go with youngsters here, right? Rafael Varane was such a good leader. Todibo is a fantastic talent. He's a leader, potential high ceiling, very good on the ball, very good in the air, very good on break up the play and distribution as well. So very fast recovery pace as well. Because if you're playing with Licha Martinez as a partnership, Licha is not that fast, but Licha is very tenacious. So that means that you need somebody with a fast recovery pace to pick up the ball if there is a ball over the top and Licha kind of miss it. So Todibo will pick up the pace. But there's another one too that you all have been waiting for as well. So I believe that this is a deal that might be done for a £21 million. Highly rated on the transfer list in terms of what I understood. He is the number one target, but there is another target that United looking for more experience and leadership, and that is actually the captain of Barcelona, which is a little bit in a dilemma we're going to talk about. And another thing that came to the table was absolutely Lenny Euro. And Lenny Euro is a young up-and-coming prospect, which is part of the list that United wants. But he's just only 18 years of age and don't lack that experience that we're looking for. That is a potential for the future, right? It's more reported that he will go to Real Madrid. His heart is set for Real Madrid, but it's up to Real Madrid. There is a fee. He's got 1 year left on his contract, and United have expressed interest, and so has Liverpool as well, and so has Real Madrid. But Real Madrid are kind of waiting out because they are not really willing or keen to pay the 40 million euro with 1 year left on the contract. So what they do is they've sort of understood that he is a Real fan. He wants to go to play for Real Madrid no matter what. They probably will wait till January when they can actually get him for free, or wait to next year. And you know what? Lille will lose out. Lille priority is to get money for Lenny Yuri. So I think that this one is lukewarm for me. That is on a 40%. I think that we need, in my understanding, for speaking to the club representatives and some tier one journalists as well in my industry, say that United are looking for more of an experience 25 below. And the ones that are hot on the list is 100% not De Ligt. De Ligt, I found out today, is another, how do I say? Media is putting a two and two together. De Ligt, Bayern wants to sell De Ligt. He's a flop. Yeah, he didn't do well at Juventus. He didn't do well at Bayern, and they played Eric Dyer in front of De Ligt. So not for me. He's got a value approximately about 50 million euros, and they are desperate to get 30 million to recuperate some money. It might work in the Eric Ten Hag system, but let me just remind you that who was the replacement for Matthias de Ligt when he left Ajax? That was actually Licha. So de Ligt is a more of a right-footed centre back. For 30 million, can you get that deal done? Knowing he's got a little bit of injury-prone record, not that fast either. So it doesn't really fit the profile what we are looking for. We're looking for somebody that has pace, that has quick recovery, that is can be the leader. And of course, de Ligt showed leadership under Erik ten Hag. He was his captain under Ajax. So I don't think that is the one. That is the one. Roydon Frost Yaro is a walking red card. He is, but he's aggressive. The Uruguayan. He's an amazing player. So we are linked to another Uruguayan, as you know, right? As you know. And they are playing in Copa America at the moment. I'm going to talk about Ronald ARAUJO a little bit, what is exclusive, because this stems back all the way from March. I did a report regarding this because people were wondering what was actually, ex-sporting director John Murtagh doing there in the mid-March. I think it was on the 13th or 14th of March. He went and met Deco, which is Barcelona's sporting director. Well, he was there on behalf of United to let them know which players are available for United side, including Sancho, but also to understand what targets are you having for sale, because it's heavily reported as well that Barcelona are in a very financial situation crisis. They are trying to lower down the wage bill cap, and there's players on a high salary earning like 500k a week, like the likes of Frankie de Jong, that they want to get rid of. And part of this list is also been discussed ever since that day in March. United have been constant conversation between Deco and themselves to understand what is the situation with Ronald ARAUJO. I don't know if I pronounced the surname correct, but I say ARAUJO. And amigo, apologize if you're watching, if I'm slaughtering your name. But let us dive into the story and the tweet that I did exclusively earlier today as well. Basically, I tweeted out yesterday, and I've been following this story and asking around. And it comes to the attention that now United are ramping up the efforts to sign Ronald ARAUJO. Why? Because as alluded before, we are looking for a profile 25 years of age, like a leader in the back, like a Varane replacement. This is a very, very important role for Manchester United. I would say that this could be the key signing of the window, the key most important signing, plus the midfielder situation, which is the centre defender midfield. These are the two key priority signings for Manchester United at the moment. But again, let me reiterate, let me repeat, United are looking for two centre backs. The departure of Varane, which is the replacement we're looking here for, and a younger prospect to play a rotational with Licha that could be a hybrid as a left back. And that has been identified as Branthwaite and also Goncalo Inacio. So let us move on with the story regarding this. Let me just read it out to you. They are ramping up the efforts to sign Ronald ARAUJO by offering a considerable financial package of the Ineos revolution. They've been selling this package, they've been speaking to the agents, been speaking to the club, and they want to bring him to the Old Trafford because they rate him really, really high on that list. The proposed deal will be a double in his current wages. He's currently earning 135k a week. That is a very low salary at Barcelona. And United are willing to double his wages to bring him up to 200, 250 approximately as one of the high earners, approximately 200, 220, right? Because if you look at it, United got rid of Varane that was earning over 350k a week, which was about roughly 18.2 million. So there is room for improvement. Talks has been ongoing between the clubs since March 2024, as alluded, initiated by the ex-sporting director Deco and our ex sporting director that's no longer with us, thank God, John Murtough. With recent departure of Rafael Varane, who was earning more than 300k a week, facts, there is ample room in United's wage bill to accommodate Aguero's salary. The strategic move aligns Erik ten Hag's vision for strengthening the squad, and that it comes down to how we're going to play. Rumors is saying what I've been hearing, we might play a three in the back, 3-5-2, and we might switch it up. But more likely, we're looking for fullbacks that can bomb forward and three centre backs in the back or something like that. And Araujo fits the bill according to my understanding as well. Barcelona continue to face severe economic pressures, and Araujo's sell would be provide a significant financial boost for them. A bid expected, what I've been told, that we could expect a 75 million, what they're looking for. But if you look at his release clause, it's ridiculous. They slapped a release clause for him as the captain on 1 billion euro. Have you heard anything ridiculous regarding that? So the ball is in the court. They sold the children, sold their levers, and it would be necessary to get a 75 million for them to serve themselves in order to secure this transfer. And that was reported exclusively on Twitter as well. So what does that mean, people? Let us have a conversation, cool and composed. Let's have all smash the like and subscribe. There are over 150 tuning in today. So the current situation is that he refused the extension, the offer, right? He's got 2 years left on his deal, and they came to him to say, look, we have a dilemma. We cannot afford to pay you a rise. What we can do here is offer you maybe a peanuts for a salary rise. He said no, and they put a pressure on it, say, we need to know an answer by tomorrow, what we're going to do. Otherwise, we will put you gladly on the market, and United are in for you. It's down to the player what he wants to do, but of course, if Manchester United comes in with a lucrative project, saying you're going to be the main man, you're going to earn 200k a week, which is more than you're earning now. We're talking about British pounds. If you translate that into euros, it's going to be about 300 euros a week, approximately less than that. So there is a deal to be made. Barcelona are forced to sell. And this is coming down to the overall leadership, what I'm talking about. There's two targets in terms of that position. It's Todibo, which is an easy deal to do. Not so easy. We're stuck in the Court of Arbitration in Switzerland, trying to solve that deal. But on the other hand, the exclusive news that this has been going on since March, the conversation. So keep your eyes on the price there, guys. Let me dive into the comment section. What are you guys thinking? I'm going to read out your comments. Let me see. Can I get some comments regarding your thoughts on Araujo, please? I don't see any comments coming in here. Only that, yeah, Melis is saying that we gave Rashford 300k salary, and what happened? Sancho Anthony stopped playing when they had these crazy salaries. Now we're talking about centre back here, and we're talking about a world-class centre back. He's the captain of Barcelona, a Uruguayan team. He's currently playing in Copa America. Go check it out. He's doing great numbers. I think he's so good on the ball. It's ridiculous, like the leader that we're looking for. So the departure of Varane leaves a gaping hole. We all saw what Varane were offering in the team. He was that leader. Even when he was injured, he played himself to never be injured. Let me just look at his stats, peeps, and let me just talk to you. He's 192 centimeters tall, so that gives you a decent height. He's very good in the air, very good progressor of the ball. He scored, 0 goals in Copa America so far. But if you look at La Liga, he's 100% on his starting 11. So he's not that injury prone, He's 13% in goal competition. So he is predominantly a right-footed centre-back. 192 tall, very good. Market value is currently on 70 million euros. So the market value has gone up, right? I've seen a lot about him, and I rate him, and I think this is such a great leader, and he's also the captain of Barcelona, so that means that it is a good one. Gaming Sims, what you were saying, if Barcelona are true to be interested in Jadon Sancho, then there must be a deal in there somewhere. You sort of kind of mentioned something that I've been also thinking about, because Barcelona is interested in Jadon Sancho, and there could be a potential move that we offer Jadon Sancho plus some cash for you know Ronald Inacio there as well. So there's box clever moves that can do, but swap deals are very hard. Jadon Sancho needs to go 100%, and even a Greenwood there as well. We know there's interest, so there could be a deal to be done. 100%, I agree with you saying that. Juve is interested in Sancho as well, but only on a loan. The thing is, they're being cheeky. On a loan with no obligation to buy. United need to sell Sancho. They need to sell Greenwood. And it's been reported if we don't get 40 million euros for Greenwood, they're going to take him back. Hey, Sancho is somebody that United do not want to get back. And that is a nightmare that most of the clubs are now exploiting, because they know that's the current situation. They will do anything to lowball that bid for Sancho, even to go in for another offer on loan. Since the appointment of Erik ten Hag being confirmed that he's going to be the next manager for the foreseeable time, another 2-3 years, with a new dressing room backbone staff in terms of René Hake and Ruud van Nistelrooy, Jadon Sancho is not even welcome. The player power is gone. So I agree what you're saying there. There could be a deal to be made for, a swap deal potentially for including a Sancho for a, you know, Araujo, to be honest. Game and Sibs, big up to you, Stephanie, as well. So this is what I have on my plate today. It's been, you know, as I reiterated, the centre back is a priority for Manchester United, and I certainly believe it is. It was the part of the biggest problem what we had last season, where we conceded minus 31 in goals difference and scored so little goals, and the midfield was only fixed by 4 games left of the season. So we kind of understood that the midfield should be plugged as well, yeah, like listen, G Wolf, what you saying here? G Wolf is saying, would you take Osimhen for Greenwood? No, I wouldn't. We did a report there because there was something also mentioned. We did a video about that as well. That Napoli are desperate to get rid of to cash in on Osimhen. Last year he was a hot property. This year he only scored 17 goals in all competition. Um, He's heavily linked with Arsenal. Arsenal is not going to do many signings. How I know is because my best mate he is visiting. He's a mad Gooner supporter. You might see Arsenal going all in for Osimhen. Arsenal will need to strengthen a striker, the cherry on the top, the crown jewel, and there might be an Osimhen. Heavy links for that. But I wouldn't do that deal. They're looking for 100 million. We will walk away from that one, and I don't think he's the right player profile. We do have Erasmus Højlund, and Erasmus Højlund is supposed to be the right man. The next that I think we're going to sign will be a Xerxes. That is going to be very, very interesting follow. For me, it's an 80% club at the moment. I think that is a deal that is advancing very, very nicely, and we will hear something as soon as Holland is out of the Euros, by the way. So that is my thoughts and feelings regarding that, G-Wolf. So I don't think so. Big up Neil as well. How are you doing? And Stephanie Griffith, what are you saying? How are you doing? My call is what Reuters Frost is saying, that Lazio will sign Greenwood and Juventus will probably take Sancho. Well, Lazio will probably not sign Greenwood. There's so much more clubs linked to Greenwood that is out reported, by the way. Marseille, according to reports that came out from David Ornstein yesterday, has entered the race. But also apparently there are some Premier League clubs very interested in Greenwood. They're lurking around like sharks around this deal. What does this tell you? When you have Mason Greenwood, you have Premier League clubs, you have interest from La Liga, the Serie, what do you call it, Ligue 1, and also Serie A in Italy, and also Premier League. That means that you have a fucking good talent, right? You have something that everyone wants, and that kind of strikes me in my head, from a footballing ability. Well, if everyone wants him, right, and are willing to offer ridiculous 40 million for somebody that's going to be potentially over 100 million value at the end of the day, I think that we should seriously have a conversation to say, would you retain him despite what you've seen and what you heard? Like, Manchester United are building a team for the future. We are building for a trophy winning team to win Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues, and all the domestic trophies that you can win. I would look aside and I would expect to hear more what went on behind the scenes regarding the Greenwood situation, because we hear 12 seconds of snippets with some pictures, and I am a kind of person that I want to know more. I believe in justice system. I believe where I come from, where you say, not guilty until you innocent until you're proven guilty. Now, under certain shape or forms, I'm against violent domestic violence and abuse and racial and all that stuff. That is not me. But what I am for is justice, freedom of speech, freedom of thought. This is what MFC Realist TV is all about. Jamie Sims is saying, last year I was dead. Last year I was dead against Greenwood coming back. Now, year later, it feels like heat is died down a lot. We have a tough season, 100%. Like, I think that Greenwood has matured. And the thing is, the allegate victim is still his partner. They have a child, they're matured, they have a family. And you got to ask the question regarding Greenwood, what do you want? You're a father, you matured. And I'm the first one that will put my hand up to say, a man who apologizes. And why should you apologize if you have done nothing wrong? If you're proven not guilty, why should you put your hand up, right? You don't know any explanation. But the thing is, if you're coming back to United to play, you need to sort of appear in front of the camera together with your missus, really to discuss what really went on. So I think he's been protective towards his family, towards his child, natural. And he's also contemplating, like, what if I come back to United? What about the share abuse that I get from some minority of people that don't like this? But I agree with you saying, like, DK Wilson, what you're saying, if United keeps Greenwood and he comes good and continues with peaceful home life, it would be a fantastic redemption story. Our fan base, right? We all know our fan base. There is a split division, right? Some people in the Twitter spaces, they are flip-floppers, right? They will say, well, get him out, what a bloody rapist he is, and they call name calling, right? But as soon as if he comes back and start bagging goals again for United, they will flip-flop. They will turn around and sing different tunes. They will start singing songs again. It is a weird social media footballing fans that we have. I'm not saying that everyone is, but if you have a proper conversation with the Ten Hag outers, there was the same people that's calling for certain people's head. And the same people saying, sack this manager, sell this player, will be so much better. So that goes down to what we've been doing right now with the new establishment, the new backbone. It's so important that we're actually getting a spine, a proper spine, with the right footballing operation, making the right decisions. So as fans, we can just have opinions, but we are not the making decisions at the end of the day. Guys, I'm going to wrap up the stream. Before I go, I want you to do me a favor. Leave your comment in the non-comment section below as well. What we discussed earlier was absolutely Goncalo Inacio, that we are looking for a leader, an important right-footed centre-back to replace Rafael Varane. And Goncalo Inacio is there. There's been talks with Deco, the sporting director, documented since the 13th of March, when you saw Murtaugh traveling down there with Matt Hargreaves and some representatives of agents, sports agency, including Ronald ARAUJO there as well, and talking to Deco. So there is no smoke without fire. We also spoke about potentially, that I don't see this Lenny Longlegs going to Manchester United. I think he's more going to be Barcelona bound. But the thing is, with Barcelona, they are not willing to meet the 40 million demand. We also talked about Todibo, the implications with Todibo. Manchester United can still sign him and play him in the Premier League and FA Cup and domestic leagues. But United are now in the Switzerland Court of Arbitration with the solicitor to find out the garden path to how can we make him 100% competition ready in UEFA Cup competitions. So keep your eye on that one as well. Jean-Claude Todibo, 24. So leave me a comment in the live comment section as well. And if you in the non-live comment section below, which one would you take if you had an option, a Todibo or a Ronald ARAUJO? I will go for more of the captain of ARAUJO, Argentinian. I like that South American flair, the mana, like the Licha type of flair, the warriors on the pitch. But do me that favor, leave a comment in the non-live comment section below, and I would read you, and I will read it and I will comment back, and I will like and subscribe. Branthwaite story seems to be off. We have until tomorrow. as we are entering 30th as of tomorrow. 1st of July is looming on Monday. Everton needs to sort of make up their mind. Will they take United's bid or will they walk away? Looks like Manchester United walk away and looking at another target, which makes more sense because this person, Goncalo Inacio. Why do I keep saying Goncalo? Goncalo Inacio on a release clause from 45 million. Much, much cheaper, better wages, and can both play left back and left-footed centre back. Leave your comment in the non-live comment section below. This has been Mick Ruby from MUFC Realist TV having my say, guys. And before we leave, glory, glory, Manchester United. And you still think that he's a red card walking. Anyway, peace, love, and banana. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And let me know also in the non-live comment section what your score prediction will be for the Euros today and the final round of 16 starting. Thank you for watching, guys, and see you to the next video. Ciao. Bye for now. Peace, love, and banana. Let's go.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.